Tell me what you remember about New Roads.
Oh my God, I remember New Roads, the sports day, the classes that I had with it was Miss Hart that was teaching grade 6.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Very lovely woman. She was very tough. Very,
Everybody said
very
that, but they would say she was.
tough.
I don't
Yes,
know how you get
very
tough and
tough.
nice in the same book.
Right.
But everybody said
Definitely
that about her.
principal.
She was stern, no
She was
nonsense,
stern.
but really a
Right,
nice person.
fair, but very, very stern. Also, Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence,
Uh-huh.
they were definitely a piece that mold who I am today, actually.
Okay.
Miss Martin, who was the principal at that time when I was there. Mr. and Mrs. Adams,
Mm-hmm.
that was there at the time also. So those guys actually propelled me or helped me to be where I was even until now. The teachings kept me firm.
Right, right.
Yes.
What are can you remember some of the principles that you learned then that kind of kept you throughout life? Like,
Yes. Some of the principles I'll definitely say loyalty, hard work,
uh-huh,
right? Be dedicated to whatever you set your mind to because
right.
it's achievable.
Mm-hmm.
It's achievable. So some of those are the things that they instilled in me, just growing up with my parents also. It was the same characteristics, the same stuff that they instilled in me
Right.
that helped me throughout, my life growing up so I can teach my kids growing up.
Ah, wonderful. What about
Mhm.
primary school? Do you remember the lower schools before you went to New Roads? Do you remember who those teachers were?
Um, I don't remember. I know for Beaufort Primary School, um, I remember, let me see who it was
If you
there.
don't remember, it's okay because it's a
I
long.
remember a couple of them. I know my aunt Phyllis, who's a part of my mom's side of the family. She was teaching there. She passed away, but she was a pastor at Darlington church, the Pentecostal church in Darlington.
Okay, okay.
Yes. So she was very stern. She was another Miss Hart.
Okay, okay, wonderful.
Mhm.
In the group, we have some people who joined us. Nwada, Nwada. I don't know how to pronounce that. Ina and Nemard and Novlet. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. The persons who joined, please remember to say hello or something so we could know that you are here with us and so we could recognize you. So thank you for taking time off to join us here for this exciting interview. Okay, so you passed your exam and
Yes.
then you went on to Black River. Was
Yes.
was Black River your first choice?
Um, no, it wasn't. It was St. Elizabeth Technical was my first choice.
Okay,
Um, and then I think I had Monroe somewhere second or third between Black
okay,
River
okay.
right there. So I was happy. I was actually happy because one, I passed. So I was really excited.
You're going somewhere.
I'm going somewhere, right?
Uh-huh.
And the school is not gonna make me who I am. I'm gonna make me who I am through
Right, right,
teaching. So I
right,
was
right.
happy anyway.
So there were no tears that you had to
Oh,
leave
it
Black
was tears
River.
of joy.
Oh, you're just
Yes,
fine that you passed something.
yes, I will pass. Yes,
Okay, okay. At
yes,
least, at least you won't have to face your father. Like, boy, what happened?
right. Well, I wouldn't have to face him because I was a bookworm. I was in the book
Okay,
always.
okay, okay. That's
So
wonderful.
yes.
So you were going somewhere. So how was the experience at Black River?
It was interesting because I was young. I
Mm.
was really young when I went there, and then I was the youngest actually to play under the Costa Cup football team there.
Oh, wonderful.
So it was once I got there, and they said, "Oh, we hear some rumors about you in Arliad school, and we want to come join." And I was like, "No, no, me too young." But actually, I picked up the mantle and actually got some games in for the 3 years that I was there. So yeah, there was once it comes to the learning aspects of it, it was totally different from all age,
Uh,
right? So I struggled a little bit adapting.
Mm-hmm.
right, to the environment. Because now you on shift, so you go to school 7 to 11 or 7 to 12,
Right,
and
right.
I'm like, no,
You had to be more responsible. Nobody was
yes,
watching over you the same way, and the
right.
workload was more.
Workload was definitely more.
Yeah.
So it took me all of my seventh grade year to actually adjust completely to how life is going to be. Because then I had to leave my parents' house, because if you're playing football, then you have to stay on campus. You have to stay at the school.
Oh,
So that was different also.
okay.
So I was staying with my cousin close to over there at Newtown.
Uh-huh.
So it was challenging, because this is first time being away from home, dealing with the workload with
Mm-hmm.
school, and trying to balance my personal life with football life and school life and book life. It was, something that I had to adjust, to.
We taught the truth. You never glad to get away from church?
Yeah, man, more glad, man. Why you say?
Get a break, right?
Yes. Actually, that was the first thing that came to mind. I said,
You don't have to go to church so often, okay?
I'm
No,
gonna have to do this, I'm gonna have to do that. So weird,
yeah.
I'm good.
But did that affect your studies negatively in any way? Being
um,
on your own like that?
uh, at first it did. At
Uh,
first it did. Again, it was me trying to balance things. At first, because I did poorly, and I'm not ashamed to say it, I did
no,
poorly.
it's an adjustment period.
Right.
Yeah.
And it took my Uncle Shirley
Mm,
and Auntie Jeannie to say, come down. I say, hey, come on, give me a tap, and say, let's go, let's do it. This is not you.
right.
Because it was
Just straight.
yes, Mrs. McFarlane was the acting principal at the time, and she was going to a Pentecostal church, who knows Uncle Shirley and Auntie Jeannie,
So she
who
told
knows who knows my father and mother. So she called me in the office and set me straight, say, hey, this is not you.
ah,
Because the pass marks that you got to come to high school was up there.
right,
So we
right.
need for you to continue. And that was like a slap on the wrist, and say, hey, ooh, I need to.
But isn't that good to see you have a community that looked out for you?
Definitely.
This is what we're missing,
Yes.
people genuinely caring about people,
Mm-hmm.
and communities gathering around the young people to make sure that they do what they're supposed to do,
Exactly.
not treating them as if they're something to be scorned. So they're
Right.
on this side, you go on that side, because
Mhm.
I'm in a business with them young people. I'm gonna want to come kill me.
Right. And then
You know?
nothing gets done.
Yeah,
Yes.
she,
Yes.
she did what she knew was right to go and tell
Mhm.
them, because she knew they're your relatives, that you
Yes.
were a bit off track, so
Yes.
that everybody could gather around and make sure that you get back on track with your work, right?
Right. And I had my cousins there also. They were in sixth form,
Mm-hmm.
Tanisha and Gary and
Oh
all of
yeah.
my
Okay.
cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So they were on me.
Okay.
And that was the reason why I was happy that I passed to go there, because I had that surrounding family. So
Mm-hmm.
if something goes wrong, they can pull me aside.
Yeah.
And for me, I can take the beatings. Give me the beatings, and I'll learn from it.
Yeah.
So they will take me, and they were in upper grades, so they'll take me, hey, you need to come up. You need to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
yourself in order.
What,
So
was girls a part of that failure? I mean,
um
you're getting caught up in the girl thing.
say, to be honest, man, like one little shorty, but it wasn't it wasn't so
That
much with
was that
women.
part of the distraction?
No, it wasn't. Actually, it wasn't because I was still a shy boy, man, shy, and we never really venture out. So it wasn't. It was more just dealing with the workload. It was way different. It was more. You have to learn more in one in morning or evening shift than you would even learn in a whole week in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
school.
It's challenging to make that
Yes,
that that shift.
yes.
So but you pull yourself up, and how well did you do in the end? You were able to pass some subjects, and
Yeah, well, I was getting prepared to do that before we migrated.
okay.
So once I got to ninth grade, I had a few that was lined up. I was doing well because from eighth grade, um, I started doing well. Like
Mhm.
nobody couldn't talk to me now. Like I had it figured out.
Ah,
Right? I had it figured out. So eighth grade and ninth grade, Auntie Jeannie and Uncle Shirley wouldn't say any more to me, and nobody wouldn't say no more to me. They'll just check up on me. You
Oh,
good?
okay.
Daddy and mommy, you good? And say, yeah, man, don't worry yourself. I have
You're
this.
handling yourself now.
Yes, because
Okay.
it was from my mom and dad. They look up more to me to bring my other brothers up because the level of maturity I had with the transition. So
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so you migrated and you went to Maryland, right?
Yes. Yeah. Migrated and came here to Baltimore, Maryland. Mhm.
Uh-huh. How was that transition for you?
Ooh, I think that was the toughest transition ever. Leaving my home country that I was born and grew up in, and come to a different country.
Right.
Um, that has way different cultural beliefs than what we grew up and see in Jamaica
Mm-hmm.
was something. It took me a few years to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to I wouldn't say live the American life, but to adjust um to the new culture that I'm actually in.
What did you find to be the greatest challenge for you?
Um, I would say the level of independency.
Okay.
The level of independency was something where because even though I moved from my mom's house when
Mhm.
when you're in America, it's more of when you're on your own, you're on
Okay.
your own,
Yeah, yeah.
you
But
know.
even though you were staying with the boys or so at the dorm or so, you still
Yeah,
have a lot of supervision.
yes. Now you have zero supervision. Now it's, hey, you have to grow up right now to take care of your own self
And your siblings too.
and your siblings, right? So it was that was a part of it. The American culture was another part I had to
Yeah.
adjust myself because the way how we dress home, we kind of relax
Right.
and because we are country boys, so we relax.
Yeah,
Now when
yeah,
you
yeah.
come here, you everywhere you go, you have to put on clothes and you have to look good and you have to smell good. You have to the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And I
What
find
about
it
what
extra.
about the talking? Was it a
The
problem
talking
for
too. So once once the talking wasn't a problem because they love Jamaicans.
you?
So once you speak, everybody flock to you.
Right. I want to learn
Yes.
from you.
So the speaking was well for some of the teachers it was because they could not understand the accent. The accent was a bit different
Right.
for them, and it was really heavy for them to understand. So I had to make little adjustment in the way I speak and where I carry myself.
Uh-huh.
So I had to kind of like I don't want to adapt to this way. Me like me Jamaican way. No, me have to make some minor adjustment to
Right.
for them to feel comfortable. You
Right.
know. So it was a hard transition. That was definitely,
Okay.
but now I can balance it out.
Okay.
Yes.
You're a veteran now.
Yes, man, big vet, big vet.
Confidence now. So hey, nobody can say nothing to you. You can be
Oh,
American, Jamaican, anything, anytime you want to be now.
I'm British. Hey, mate, I can do everything now.
Yeah, yeah. So you came here at a young, impressionable age, but you
Mm,
didn't get caught up in gangs and
no.
all this nonsense.
Mm-mm.
What do you think kept you from that?
My mommy and daddy. Mommy and daddy. And I remember at 13 years old, um, and I cannot forget this day. My twin and I sat on the bed, and it was a Sunday, and we were
Mhm.
getting ready to go to church. And my dad came over and said, "Happy birthday, guys! You're a teenager now. Let me get this straight, right? Number one, I will disown you
Mhm.
if you get caught up in gangs, if you get caught up in in drugs and in homosexuality, all the different type of things,
Mhm.
right? I will not be a father." And it was stern words, but out of love,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I believe from 13 years old till now, the conviction that my dad said it in kept me.
You believed him.
'Cause oh yeah, oh yeah, I do. I love my mommy and daddy, man. Trust me. when when him talk, it's like you know,
And I know
thunder coming down.
Paulette would come off her knees. I can imagine
Yes,
to make sure that
yes.
her
So
boys were okay. So
yes, so
that's
from 30
wonderful.
years old.
Do you
Yes.
do you think that those years that you used to go to church and that you were glad to get away from those things that
Mhm.
you learned in those early years up at New Roads Pentecostal Church, do you think it kept you?
Yes, and that was another one I was going to get to. It definitely, because our roots as Christians kept me, and I was a Christian from a very young age,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the teachings from mommy and daddy and Uncle Shirley and
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Stewart,
Mm-hmm.
it grounded me
Mm-hmm.
from that age. So even if when I moved and went to high school, it grounded me,
Yeah.
right?
And you
The
thought you
thought,
were getting your freedom and you could whatever.
yes,
Didn't you find that sometimes you gravitated
yes,
those
because I
principles?
had to think,
Yes.
oh, that not right. No, me can't do that.
So you
That
had the freedom, but you could use it responsibly because
responsibly.
you had it in the back of your brain what is right and what is wrong. So
Right.
you could make that distinction very well,
Very well.
which would be different from someone who didn't grow up with that level of principle.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Because
they would just
that
get
level
carried away quite easily.
right, right, definitely, definitely.
So
So
growing up in the church is not a bad thing for
it's
a
not, it's
youngster.
not, it's
It
not.
can never be.
Can never do, because we still need God. We still need Him.
Even if when you grow up, you go believe something else or you do something else or you stop going to church, the
Right.
fact that you had that foundation, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of decisions that you make
Right.
is going to be leaning back on that past experience.
Right. On those principles that I grew up on. And even now, my wife and kids,
Mm-hmm.
we go to church and we still do still instill those principles that my dad instilled in my brothers, and I have to
Mm-hmm.
instill that in my kids.
Great.
Right? So when they go venture out like daddy did,
Yeah.
they can say, you know what? No, I don't believe I can do that. Mm-mm.
No, no. Mommy would kill me if she catches me.
Yeah,
Daddy would disown me.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's a wonderful story
Yes, it
and
is.
one that could guide you and the way you raise your family and the family after that family, you know. So that's beautiful to hear.
Yes.
So you finish high school here. You had
Mhm.
all that adjustment to do. By the time you got into college, were you fully adjusted, you think?
Oh yes. Fully adjusted.
Yeah.
I can say because what happened once I migrated, the school system is a bit different here than in Jamaica. So um, once I migrated, I had to go back into high school for a year.
Right, right.
It was going to be 2 years, but then put tests and stuff in front of it, and we just
You
knock it
pass
out.
it, so you yeah.
Right. They
Mhm.
do 1 year and then move on. So that 1 year kind of helped me to adjust going into college life.
Right, right.
Because most of the classes that I took in high school was college-based AP classes that
Mhm.
counts towards my degree in college. So it kind of set me up with that mindset. Hey, real world is coming. This is
Mhm.
what you got to use to prepare. Here
Mhm.
it is. So
That's good.
yeah.
Okay, so you're in college now and you got involved in sports.
Yes.
Tell us about
This might be a big news to a lot of people, but I got involved in track and field,
it. Mhm.
and I was a big football guy, which I played football. Um,
American football.
I did play American football on the back end, but I played, fully football, right?
Soccer.
Soccer, what them call it. I played that. Got picked up professionally, but I didn't go anywhere with that. And then track and field came around. I
Mhm.
picked up that professionally.
Mhm.
Ran for a couple clubs here, and I actually came back to Jamaica. When was it? 2000, and I don't remember the year, to do Olympic trials. My
Mhm.
my younger brother and I, we traveled back to do Olympic trials, but of course, you know, when they're yard to get the good food and the good training.
I
So
get enough yam.
I don't put down on that Shean, you know. But that was also an experience.
Okay.
And then that's when I went into American football.
Yeah, but you also excel in that, right?
Yes, I did excel in that. I actually um did after college I went semi-pro, and after that I did some workouts, some practice squad stuff for different NFL teams and CFL teams. So I was a bit successful in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, after that, then I, you know, went on to the military. So
Which team did you play for?
I did some workouts for the Baltimore Ravens,
Mm-hmm.
the Redskins, the Washington football team now,
Mm-hmm.
also the Cleveland Browns,
Mm-hmm.
and the Philadelphia Eagles. And
Okay.
then I went over to Canada and did some workouts on the practice squad for BC Lions
Mm-hmm.
and Toronto Argonauts.
That's good.
Oh,
You did
yeah,
quite a bit. That's good.
yes, did quite a bit. Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
And then you what you decided to go into the military. What inspired you to do that?
It's always something that I wanted to do. It's always something that I wanted to experience. Because I did all these good things, you know, leading up to college, graduating with my degrees, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna run track, play football, soccer, and American
What did
football.
you major in college?
I majored in kinesiology and international business, so I double major.
Okay, tell us what is kinesiology.
So kinesiology is the study of muscles, muscle groups, muscle movement, bone movements.
Okay.
So with that degree, you can become a therapist. You can do quite a few things. It's quite a few things you can actually do with that degree.
Okay, so you would be somebody who could do a good massage then.
Yes, I could deep massage, even though it's that's another field. But as a kinesiology, you know
Yeah,
where
because you
the
understand
pressure
how
point and
muscles
the
work.
muscle group, yes, on how the muscle groups work. Yes, definitely.
That's good. And
Yeah.
so why didn't you go into that one? No?
Well, yeah, I picked my bone tonight. You know. Well, to be honest, you know, my parents and Auntie Joan and all the family, they have restaurants.
Uh-huh.
So at the time, I was thinking I went into international business, where I wanted to do at the back end, I wanted to do international trades and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
Right? So bridge the connection between um, getting the real authentic food from Jamaica
Mm-hmm.
and get it to our peoples here in America.
Right.
And I wanted to go into that field where I
Mm-hmm.
can do all of that for my dad business, my mommy business, auntie business, uncle business, and make it easy on them so they can relax on that side.
Right.
And I'll take care of. I'll use that degree now and
Mm-hmm.
get things done.
You wanted to be a big businessman.
Yes,
Okay.
pretty much. So that was that degree. But while I was in college,
Mm-hmm.
and since I was into so sports so much,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know how the body and muscle movements, you know, how they attract all that stuff while playing sports. So it was fascinated to me.
Right.
So I said, you know what? Let me double major. So while I'm not at school, I can work on this major online.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I was going in class and I was online at the same time to get these degrees.
Right.
So why I didn't go into it because I wanted the international business. That was the focus, but I was still intrigued of how the muscle move and structure. Yeah,
So you applied to go into the military and you got accepted. Were you excited?
I was excited and nervous at the same time. It was an experience, still
Um,
an experience.
did your parents cry that you went into the military, or everybody was happy?
um, as you know, fathers, they will support you. All
Yeah.
right, I'm behind you. But mommy, I think mommy now was a bit. She was a
Cute.
bit emotional
Yeah.
because what she sees on TV, that's what she's going by.
Great, great.
She's thinking, oh, I'm gonna be on the front lines, which all of the military, we're gonna be on the front lines at some point in
Mhm,
time. But
mhm.
she was holding it down as if, I'm gonna be boots on ground and have gone and run up and get
Okay.
shot. And so she was thinking along that lines. I said, Mommy, I'll be fine. And she was crying, she didn't want me to go. Which is, typical mommy.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine. I
Yeah.
I would do the same thing if it was me.
Yes.
But you went in
Mhm.
and you've been in it how many years now?
4 years now.
4 years now, so that's good.
Still a baby, but 4 years.
A baby, but still, yeah, 4 years is a long time.
It is.
So tell us some of your success that you're allowed to talk about.
Well, some of the success that I've had so far,
Successes.
going into boot camp was, as I said, it was a challenge because I didn't know what to expect. You only can watch so much videos,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
And it was a little bit of challenge while I was there. And of course, I like a little bit of challenge because it pushed me.
mhm.
Um, but one, people always mock me because I come from the island and can't swim. So in the military, you have to swim. You have to do a
Have
a
you
sim-
learned?
yes. Oh yes, I've learned. Yes. But I'm a big swimmer now, man. I'm a big swimmer.
You have to be.
Yes. So it was a challenge in boot camp, where we had to swim, we had to float, we had to do all these different maneuvers underwater, on water, and that was the biggest challenge I had, which took me all of 7 weeks to learn how to swim. All 7 weeks. I conquered it, thank God. I had my mom and dad praying. Everybody was praying because you only get one phone call every 2 weeks. So we write letters and all of that stuff, and they prayed, and God works in mysterious ways. Just let's put it like that.
It was your greatest challenge.
It was my greatest challenge, and it's so funny. If you cannot swim, between certain time when your graduation is, then they'll put you in another division and you have 1 month to learn how to swim or they kick you out.
God,
So it was so funny because the day
sinking like a rock.
and you know what's so funny is when you're at that point where you said, you know what, I'm gonna give up. That's when he steps in. And that's when he did for me. Right.
That's
It,
wonderful.
I went into the pool the morning. They kicked me out the night before. On the morning, the midday when I went in, I said, you know what? Whatever. Let me just free my mind because every time I go, I'm thinking so hard. You know, but this time I kind of just relaxed and said, Lord, you have it. So I went into the pool and the guy there, he was like, hey, what motivates you? I said, my wife and kids, my family, mommy and daddy. He said, use that.
Uh-huh.
I said, okay. So you have to jump off a big platform. It's a big platform. You have to jump off in the water, then you have to float up, swim on your back for 300 or something meters or 200 something meters. Then you got to come back and float for 5 minutes, and then you have to do an underwater movement, and then it's a whole bunch.
Wow.
And that midday, my mind was clear,
Mm-hmm.
and I got it done. I
Right.
got it done, and I got out the water crying. I said, "Oh God, I did I did it." I said, "Yeah,
Believe you did it.
yes," and I said, "God, thank you." And
Greatest hurdle.
yes, biggest hurdle. And after that, I graduated, top of my class.
Okay,
So
wonderful.
when you graduate on top of your class, you get an extra ribbon.
Ah,
And well, you get one ribbon for just joining,
uh-huh.
and then you get an extra ribbon, for, so they will know who you are because it's rarely given out because you only can have one top of your class
Yeah,
and
per
then one,
per group.
yeah, one for your class, one for your training group. But I
Mm-hmm.
have one big one for top of the class and top of my training group, which
Right.
is over 1,000 something sailors coming in for each training group. So I
Wow.
was fortunate, and I didn't even know I won it until my chief came up and said, "Hey, here you go, man.
Uh,
Thank you, thank you." And I said, "Thank me for what?" He said, "I see leadership potential in you.
right,
Go
right.
do it. Go do it." I said, "Oh, thank you." So that was one of my biggest uh achievement. Another one where I report to my first command.
Mhm.
And in that same year I got promoted, which you you rarely see that happen.
Mhm.
It's like you come in, you have to work yourself in, kind
Right.
of show them that, hey, I'm here to stay, I'm dedicated.
Mhm.
But as soon as I came in, I remember as a warrant officer came to me and said, hey man, I see some leadership position in you. I said,
Mhm.
why everybody keeps saying that? I haven't done anything yet, you know? And he said, all right, listen, go do this. Go get these quals.
Yep.
And I did
Take
it. And next
care
thing
of
you know,
yourself.
yeah, yeah. So I
That's
kind of set
great for
myself
you.
apart.
Yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
You don't have to
So
tell anybody anything. They just
no.
see
Mm-mm.
how you move, how
Yeah.
you behave, your
Yes.
mannerism, and they know that
Mhm.
you're a leader. That's good.
Right. And then I
Wonderful.
was a little bit older too. So they kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody drawn 17, 18,
Right.
between 18 and 21. I
Uh-huh.
went in when I was 29.
Okay. So the
So I was,
maturity
yes.
living.
Hmm.
That's good. But
Yeah.
even if you were matured and you were not living that way, it still
Hmm.
wouldn't have made a difference. So it has to be the
Yes.
principles,
Principles. Yeah.
that are in you.
Hmm.
So that's wonderful. So you were doing great things in it's the Navy, right?
Yes. And yeah, I'm
Navy.
in Navy. Hmm.
Okay, great. So how do you see yourself evolving in that career path?
Um, to be honest, it can go both ways. I can get out after 10 years or I can do the full 20 and retire.
Mhm.
My job in the military is avionics technician. So
Oh,
anything that flies, I fix the electrical component. So
okay.
if people been on an airplane and they see the cockpit in the
Mm-hmm.
military, all that thing you see in the cockpit, that's my job. I work on that. So I have to make sure the pilot is safe. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta make sure all those things are working so they can fly out and come back.
Okay.
So my job is to take care of the pilots
Mhm.
and the plane itself, because without electronic, um, they ain't going nowhere.
That's wonderful.
So for me, that job skill set um pays way more than the military, of course.
The
But
regular.
I'm not really looking at the to get out and get peeled. I'm looking at leaving something for my kids, like a
Right.
legacy. And
Yeah,
you can actually do that with the military.
that's wonderful.
So I'm 33 now. We
Mhm.
don't live already, right? So in the, when,
Just
when,
started.
me- when me say that, me mean, me have my kids and my sons and daughter now and my wife. So with that being said, it's something, say if I did the whole 20, I retire, there's definitely have some
Something
things
set
getting out
aside
of it.
for them.
Right,
Mhm.
right. So
You made provision.
yes.
That's
So
good.
with that being said, I'm not thinking about me now.
Uh-huh.
That's when I was 20 something. Now I got to think about them because now I have them to take care of because that's how my mom and dad think.
Right.
Um, and grandma was thinking, hey, I got to provide for them. And then,
Uh-huh.
so, it continues.
That's wonderful. I
Yes.
like your mindset.
Yes.
That's
Thank you.
lovely. So tell me, outside of that, what do you do?
Oh, man.
Married? How long have you been married?
I've been married. It would be 4 years coming in March. March 13th would be my
Okay.
married for 4 years.
And you have two kids.
And I have twins.
Oh, you have
And
twins too.
the younger, yes. Oh, you never skip the generation. I thought they said it would skip generation, but I guess it didn't.
You were part of a twin, right?
Yes, I am a twin also.
And your first kids are twins. Wonderful.
So I have twins. I
Now
have
you get another set.
yeah. No, wife said she done. Wife said she done. So I have a daughter and I have three boys. So
Okay. It's
yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful. One goal, two.
Yeah. Yeah, one go.
Although it's a bit young to be saying you finished. So we'll see.
No man, it can't.
We'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
how that
well,
one goes.
yeah, we'll see how that goes in the next
Yeah,
years.
definitely.
Yeah. I think
So
my wife listening to me right now. She's like, oh no.
uh, you, you,
No.
you, you- it sounds to me like you're having a wonderful time, a wonderful life.
Yes.
Everything
Um,
sort of came together nicely for you.
yes,
Not
yes.
by accident, but by hard work, of
Hard
course.
work.
You did
Yes.
the work, you put in the foundation, and your life kind of just came, the pieces just fell in
Fell
place.
into
You're,
place. Yes.
you're reaping the benefit of that. I'm happy for you.
Definitely. And I know you posed the question, and I'm going what I do on the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer it.
Oh yes, yes. What else? What else? Yes,
So,
we did.
so right now, what I do on the side, when I'm not at work, I'm a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
My younger brother actually got me into it. He said, "Man, you can make a little bit of side money here doing this, content creation." I said, "Man, what is content creation?" He said, "This is where you can create content for your own brand, yourself, and you can market yourself by advertising different things for different companies. So shoes, clothes, watches, jewelry, all those different things they pay. You can actually set your media kit at where you want to market yourself from. So if you want to start from $250 to 5,000, you market yourself, because you're pretty much selling yourself to them to say, hey, if I advertise your product, this is the amount I want for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, okay.
That's where the money at these days.
Yeah. So right away I started and started.
Right away, you're a model, right?
Yeah, so with that came the modeling thing. So so with that, most of if people go on IG, which is my name, my full name, Sheancai, they'll see what I do. So not everything on there is product related, because
Mm-hmm.
at the same time I have to show different angles of me,
Mm-hmm.
that hey, I can take pictures. I'm a photographer,
Right.
right? My wife takes some of my pictures also. Um, but I would just wear any clothes that I feel like wearing that day and just take some pictures,
Mm-hmm.
catch different angles. So when they go on my page, they'll say, oh, okay, I like this. Let me offer him if he would do my product here or my
Model my shirt or model my
yes,
shoes or
yes.
something. Yeah. Why not?
So right now in my den era, I have shoes, I have clothes. I need to go shoot and make different content, and so that's my little side job that I do, apart from when I'm not stationed on the ship. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So that's good. That's
yeah,
that's another area that a lot of young people back home do not really realize that they can capitalize on.
yes.
Well, as long as you could build a big network, you could make
Hmm.
a lot of money by just showing off people's products,
Right, right.
you know, and and you become popular from doing that.
Yeah. So for a lot of people, IG, and you have TikTok now, what's it merging, and you always have Facebook, which is a big part of it. Um, a lot of people have to realize that networking yourself is not actually selling yourself,
Mhm.
even though it's more like I'm showing you, and let's use the quote unquote word selling, but you're actually showing them that hey, I have the body type, I have the muscles and whatever to showcase different type, because you have the muscles, you can do health products.
Right.
If you have style and fashion, you have a little swag here and there, you can do clothes, you can do pants and shoes.
Mhm.
If you have a sense of jewelry, of how to put together jewelry, then
You
you
have
can
nice hands. You
you
can
have nice hands, nails cut,
and
everything.
commercials for people who
Yes.
want things to hold in their hand. You have
Mm-hmm.
nice feet. You can
Right.
put people's shoes or
Right.
people podiatrists or so people who need feet to show.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Right. And if you have great facial structure, you can, do glasses, sunglasses, normal wig. So I actually tap into every into every category.
so do you contact these people or do they just see you doing your
So
stuff and kind of come to you?
to be honest, I did the contact. When I started, I did the contact, right? So it's an algorithm game,
Uh-huh.
right? So at first they're not going to look at your page because who are you? You only have 5,000 followers. What's that? You only have
Yeah.
10,000. So you actually reach out to them. And what I did was I did free stuff. I did free because, for me in the mindset, they're not going to pay me. They don't know me. I don't have a big network. So they're not going to pay me. So what I did, I'll reach out, I'll send emails and I said, hey, um, I can do a piece for you, and I said, okay, well, I'll send the piece over and you can do it. And after doing that for almost a year, and a lot of people said, man, you're wasting your time. But for me, I had a strategy behind it because you're not going to get paid with a small amount of network followers. So for a whole year, I just did free stuff, free, free, free. And then once that comes around and you start using the proper hashtags and all that, and people start going on there and then, oh, okay, he looked good doing that. You know what? Let me pay him up $50. Let me pay him 100. Now that I have a bigger network now,
What's your network now?
I think my network is almost 25,000 K.
On
And
Instagram.
it's growing, yes, and
You
it's
have a big
actually
one on
growing.
Facebook as well?
Repeat that.
Do you have a big Facebook following as well?
Yes. So I don't even know how much. I know it's a lot. It's almost more than my Instagram.
Ah, nice.
Because once you open an Instagram, you have to open another Facebook account
Right.
to accompany that. So did that for a year. Now I start getting the small $50, $100. Now that you're over, usually when you're over 10K, now the money start rolling.
Yeah.
All right. And then from there, you start marketing yourself. So if they contact you and said, hey, can you do a partnership?
Send them to your
Then
agent.
you can say, all right, I can do this partnership, but this is how much I want. This is how much I'm looking for.
Soon you'll be sending them to your agent.
Yes. So, and if they come back, no, we can't do it. Well, I'm not going to do it.
So
Simple as
you figure it out, come back to me.
yeah, figure it out. And usually you give them about 5 days, they will come back and said, okay, we can, if I throw in another product, would you do it? Sure.
That's
You give me
wonderful.
another product, you give me 2 products and you want to pay me $300-400. Okay, I'll do it. But
Well,
this is how many photos I'm giving you, 2. That's
that's
it.
good. I
Yeah.
want you to be teaching some of these young people how to do exactly that to make money.
Yes.
We're trying to build the economy of new markets. And I'm trying to convince people that we need to build factory and we need to do this and we need to do that, but we
Yeah.
also need to capitalize on the internet.
Yes.
That's already sitting there waiting, and our young people can tap into that with nothing more than a good internet connection,
Yes.
and in their case a good camera, a good photographer. That's it.
Right.
They just need to have the know-how. They
Right.
need the training to know how to extract from that market to
Right.
make it work for them.
And it's a lot of money in there to make,
You're
a
telling me?
lot, a lot. And it's so funny. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of these companies are looking for international
Yeah, because the
people.
boys them body look good out there.
So international, and it's so funny because
They're not aware of it, but
they're
because
not
they're
aware of
in
it.
the sun, they have the deep tan, and they do a
Yes.
lot of physical things, so they have good muscle tone.
Yes.
Unlike people who
Yes.
live here and have to go to the gym. When you go to
Right.
the gym, it still doesn't look as real
As
natural and
real
good
because it's naturally
as
built.
some, but yeah.
Yes.
So of
So
course they would get good
yeah.
business.
And
And
and,
same
and
way
it's
for
so
the
funny.
girls. Their bodies are naturally good, put together form. Their muscle tone is very, very good.
Definitely. And it's so funny you mentioned the women because they're looking for international. And when I say international, I'm talking about Caribbean,
Uh-huh.
Jamaica, they're looking for Hispanics that have naturally built curves that they're looking for you to model that
Just
suit
ask
or the
women in
bathing suit or
Jamaica. They
whatever.
don't have to talk. They just have to look good and
Yeah,
model.
and you know what? I'm in a clubhouse with it's called Afro Hour, and
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of African and Caribbean people in there, and I meet so many people from Jamaica in there. And I said,
Okay.
hey, I look at your photos. I say, hey, you need to tap into this.
Of course. Of
You need
course.
to tap into this because this can be your money maker right here, right here, and it's simple. It's not a hard work.
Right.
it's not hard work. So just tap in and make it
I
better.
don't see a lot of people from our neck of the woods capitalizing on social media.
They need to
Because
start.
people are still of the mindset that if you're on social media, you just want to show off your clothes, you just want to show off, you want people to see you, you want people to what.
Mhm.
They don't realize what
I
they're
don't
missing
realize
in
that.
terms of money. they're
You know
still
what? I got that,
they're still of the mindset that if you put
Mhm.
yourself out there, it's because you want people to see you or you want to show off or whatever. But they don't realize how much money they
Yes.
can make from social media.
And when I first started, it's so funny you said that. I had a lot of people, back in Jamaica. Hey man, what you doing that man? Yeah, you come from Mr.
Good
Cain
family, yeah,
background.
yeah.
You miss your abs out there and all of them stuff there. I have a bigger plan. So you can sit down there and talk, right? Me assure them what me can do,
Yeah.
right? To put myself on the market because not all the time you're gonna show your abs and all that stuff.
But
No.
not all the time you're going to have it like that to show age.
Right. Yeah, me soon turn old man and it'll go wither away. So let me capitalize on this physique that I have and model these clothes and make my money and put it aside for my kids then. Right? That's the
So
mindset behind it.
many people don't give anything to look the way you look, so of course, use what you have.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a bunch of people who joined. Hyacinth Cahoon, congrats. What is it, Shane?
Yeah, Shane.
Shane. Erica Chambers, Evadne. Hello, Miss Evadne. Nice program. Thank you, Evadne. With a Y. Um, Donna Smith. Good night, everyone watching. Hyacinth Cahoon. Hello. Utah. Ava Griffiths is there. Shirley Cahoon. Proud of you, my boy. Yes, Uncle
Uncle Shirley.
you
Love
know,
Uncle
when
Shirley.
you're talking about how you couldn't swim, I
Yes.
remember Shirley. We used to go to the beach like every weekend, one time gone, but you weren't born yet.
Okay. I hear the stories. Trust
Yes,
me.
Shirley had his fan first. Every
Yes.
week he used to pack us up and we go to Bluefields
Mhm.
every weekend. So I learned to float then. I didn't learn to swim properly, but I could float.
Right.
Tavia is here in the
Oh,
house.
yeah.
Titania Smite, Franklin Brown, hey Lolly, um, Don Marie Smith, Hyacinth Cahoon. Okay, so you see all of you young
All
people
of my
here.
family, them, the
Yeah,
family.
you see all of them. I've been trying to contact some of them to interview them, and they're not answering me.
Oh.
I'm gonna put you all on blast. You all need to answer me and come on to the program so we can talk. I have a problem getting ladies to participate. Not many ladies are willing
Oh,
to
really?
come and sit down and
Oh,
talk about their life and experience. And
okay.
I don't know, it's shocking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's giving the guys such a big go ahead of them. The guys are way, way ahead.
Way
A lot of
ahead.
guys come on and they talk and they're doing so well, and that's good because you're always of the perception that the ladies are doing better than the guys.
Mm-hmm.
But on this program, we have more guys.
Okay.
2 programs that I run, we
Yeah.
have more guys coming on, and they're doing very, very well. I'm pretty sure the ladies are doing very well, but they don't want to talk. I don't know what I'm going to do
Company
to
thing,
get them
man.
to talk.
We
Yeah,
need ladies to come on and do their thing.
inspire someone.
Yeah.
Well, you live your life and you just hide away everything so nobody ever know anything, so they could learn something and be inspired. What's the point in
We
that?
want to know. We want to know.
We want to know. We want to feel what you went through and where you are, and rejoice with you too. That's the whole point. It's not about showing off. Nothing about
So,
showing off.
no.
You just telling your story, let everybody understand where you are and how you got where you are.
Yes.
Your journey. It's important that younger people see that you achieved something not because it was easy, not because it was a better rose, but you had your struggles too, but you did what you had to do to get where you are, and you didn't go to crime and gun and violence and scamming. You
Right.
did the right thing no matter how hard it was.
You got to think of putting the work in.
Yes.
Once you put the work in, it doesn't matter what happens. Once you put the work in,
Mhm,
there are going to be results.
mhm,
You can't just sit down because closed mouth don't get fed, right? You have to ask. You have to
Exactly.
go out there and see. You got it, and then you will receive. Right.
Right.
So
Right.
if you go out there, you put the work in, night out. As a creator, as a content creator, my
Mm-hmm.
mind, like I can see you right now
Mm-hmm.
with everything in your background, and I can think about 10 different shoots I can do right now, just you sitting there. That's how my mind works,
Right.
right?
Right.
And I don't know where I developed this mind from. I guess it's from generations of family coming up,
Be
but
creative. Yeah.
yes, because my dad, for him, mine always a run.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Shirley,
You
like I
know what?
learned a lot from them. So the mine
Auntie Joan,
always,
if her mind stop at nothing, she
yes,
creating just like that.
yes. So
Very
it's
creative.
yeah.
Very quick with rigging up something and make it work.
Yeah.
And she does that even now in her business with foods.
And that's good.
But
Yeah, that's good.
but she was always very creative from way back when.
Yeah, yes, coming up.
And I lived with Joan for a few years, so we used to create together. We were like this everything we would set up. And
Mm-hmm.
we never said no, we can't do anything. We just said give me a minute. We
Yeah.
figure it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, we figure it out, right?
We
Yeah.
figure it out from sewing
Mhm.
clothes to whatever. We could figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. So it's that creative mind. You
It's
have
that creative mindset. You have to have it.
so you can't sleep sometimes because it's
Yeah,
always
it's
work.
always going. It's always going. And if you get some sleep, it's not gonna be too much.
Right. Yeah. So I would really love to I gave the person I interviewed earlier have a task to put together a committee of persons with special ed training
Okay.
so we could set up a kind of a network for the teachers
Okay.
so that it can assist the kids who need special education because not because somebody's not doing well, it doesn't mean that they can't learn. It just means they learn different.
Right.
They learn
Right.
at a slower pace. They need different stimulation for them to learn. So
Right.
you have to have people with the training
And the patient.
and the patience to
Mhm.
give them what they need in order to achieve what they can.
Right.
Um, and we're missing that a lot.
Okay.
I still see that. I
Okay.
still see small kids in Jamaica who have special needs problem and there's nowhere to take them to because you have to take them to Micro Center in Kingston or something like that. Or the
Okay.
parents just don't have the money to get them tested or have the money to give them what they need.
Finance. Yes.
So,
Financially.
so yeah, so
Yeah, more
we would
than.
like to see us working together to make more of that available, training available, and
Mhm.
and whatever they need to let them function, whether we need to set up a center for that or what. I
You
just
just
love that.
tapped in. You just tapped into my there's a thing that my family doing right now.
Mm-hmm,
We are coming up with a nonprofit organization.
mm-hmm,
It's so wonderful to hear you say that because I sat down with my younger brother, my twin, my mommy and daddy,
mm-hmm,
a couple of my aunties, and we sat down and I said, I dreamt this and I feel like we need to go ahead
mm-hmm,
and try to execute it. The very line when you said for special needs kids,
mm-hmm,
have a center.
mm-hmm,
I thought about it where we built one in Newmarket
mm-hmm,
and we fund it, not us, because the non-profit organization, you have people funding it,
mm-hmm.
right?
You can
And
get grants. You usually
yes, and
get grants
grants.
for a lot of things, but you have to have an organization.
You have to have an organization. And it's so funny how we sat down, I think it was last year, we sat down and we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about tapping into that sector. We talked about tapping into, you know, get some barrels and fill it up and have the non-profit organization fund it, and
Mm-hmm.
we get that out to our community,
Right, right.
which is St. Elizabeth Newmarket area,
Mm-hmm.
and help our
That
people
means
where I come from.
that means Bigwood, Carmel,
Carmel,
New
Bigwood,
Road,
Lennox, New Roads,
you know, Woodland,
Woodlands, yes.
Happy Grove,
Kilmarnock,
yeah,
yes,
all of those
everything else,
surrounding
right.
communities.
And it's so funny you said that
Yeah,
because we talked about it
yeah.
and said, yeah, we need to push
That's
it.
pretty much what we're working our way
Yeah.
up to.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm trying to pull everybody in so that we can work as a team.
Right.
Because
Right.
there are splits and different people in different communities doing different things, but there's no structure to
Right.
anything. And
Mhm.
because there's no structure for example, some people who are in leadership get away with doing nothing for the community because they're not answering to anybody.
Exactly.
That's why the road a car can be the way it is for as long
Mhm.
as it is, because there is no strong representation to make sure that road gets fixed. How many election pass on that road is there the same way?
Same way.
Right? So
Worse.
we should be holding our votes to say you fix the road first, then we vote for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then at Beersheba, I know I had discussed with the previous principal and current principal about getting a space there that we could use for a special reading center, because reading is dear to my heart.
Yes. Fundamental.
Very fundamental. I never
Fundamental.
learned to read until I was in grade 3. So I
Mhm.
don't take this lightly.
Right.
It's very personal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I believe that there should be a reading center there for kids with special needs and people who are adults who still cannot read, because we still have a lot of people in the
Of
area who
course.
cannot read,
Right.
and they're probably embarrassed to come to somebody and say, help me.
Yeah.
Um, there's also nowhere for them to go.
Right.
I don't hear about Jamal anymore.
Mm.
And now that we have computers, it's much easier for people to learn to read on computers because you have computer programs that could teach them.
Right. Right. You have that is
Much
accessible now.
easier.
At first it wasn't.
No, we
Internet
could
wasn't. And
give
now
them
it's
an
that
iPad
is that.
or a laptop and they would learn to read so easily from the programs
Yes.
that are on it. So I'd really love to see us doing more in this area,
Mm-hmm.
along with setting up different sports facilities and so on. You know, there's this feeling that we need a whole sports facility built out, better football pitch,
Mm-hmm.
widening the field so it's a
Cricket
full
pitch, all of that stuff. Right.
with basketball, netball, so the ladies to tennis,
Can participate.
and and I threw in that we could have swimming pool. What's wrong with having a swimming pool in a community?
Hey,
We
nothing wrong with it, you know.
we should absolutely be able to build a swimming pool because it's the closest swimming places, Bluefields, are down in near Black River there, right? So we should be able to, as a community, get together and build a
Yeah,
swimming
and put
pool
stuff like that together. Yeah.
so that people like you don't reach the Navy and can't swim.
It's right. You know me, I said.
Right.
Oh my
So there's
God.
a lot of work to be done.
There's
Shean.
there's a lot of work to be done. I think if we come together, if
And a
we come
lot that
together,
we can do,
mhm,
you know, a
right,
lot that we can do
right,
as a
as
community.
a community, we
Right.
just need to come together, and there's nothing wrong with getting some outside help
No,
coming in.
there are
'Cause
people
we need that.
outside who are
We need that
waiting.
too.
There are
We
some
need
people
that
who
too.
listen to these programs who are willing to help. They don't even know Newmarket or
Right.
Jamaica, and they said we will help. You
Mm-hmm.
know, just tell us what's going down.
Down right, and
But
what's needed. What
yeah,
can
but
how
we're
can
not.
we participate?
I don't want to be collecting people's money until we have structures in place
Right. Yes.
for us to be able to manage whatever resources we get.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully within a month or two, that would be um, there will be some good news about that.
Yeah,
The
we'll talk offline and we can get some stuff rolling because
the
I know a
member
couple people.
the member of parliament is going to be here next week Sunday, and
Okay.
we were kind of waiting on him to involve him in the discussion so it doesn't seem one-sided and he's doing one thing and we are doing another thing and then it becomes antagonistic.
Right.
So we wanted to sit down with him and we all discuss what we want
Right.
and what we are going after and in what order. So we get the thing done right from the beginning. So
Right.
that's going to happen next week when we meet in that town hall meeting where everybody can get
Come
a
in
chance to
voice.
speak.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of progress in that direction with the communications.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to speaking more with you about that social media thing, because I definitely think that's something we could inject right now that would make sense to people, that
Yes.
they could start earning money.
Yes.
And yeah, Carlos is in social media too. I don't know if you know Carlos. Carlos and I do a program on Wednesday night.
Carlos.
Carlos Gray. You probably don't know. You know
Prob-
Danny? Danny?
Yes, I know
Danny's
that.
brother.
Okay.
So he's into social media too. Carlos has a huge following on social
Okay.
on Facebook. I
Okay, that's good.
I think he's like 50 odd thousand.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm right underneath him.
So people who are already in it and have a good following can teach the others how to go about doing it.
Yes.
I mean, I do social media a lot, but I'm not that savvy at the things to make sure that people follow you. I do too many things to focus
To focus,
on
put your
one.
energy into
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
understood.
So that's something I always think that I would pawn out to somebody else to do
Yeah,
because
you.
that takes time. That's a lot of time
It does.
and
It actually does.
dedication. Yeah. So we will definitely catch up on that. And it was
Yes.
such a pleasure
It was
to
a
talk
pleasure.
to you. Do you
Yes.
have anything that you want to say to young people?
Yes, definitely. As an
Preach
old
it,
man know,
brother. Preach it.
as an old man know, I can't say this, right? Let me stop. But stay positive. I'm always anybody that know me, I'm always positive in anything you do. All right, just look on the positive outcome. Stay committed, right? That's a big thing. Once you start, if you have the vision of it,
Mm-hmm.
you start, don't stop.
No.
Don't stop because you're gonna go through different struggles before you even get to the map. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So you just have to continue push yourself, stay dedicated, stay positive,
Mm-hmm.
and get it done. Just talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Surround yourself with people that has like-minded like yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can push you, you push them, you feedback off them, they feedback off you, and continue to push each other. So
Right.
surround yourself with positive people who want to see you succeed,
Uh-huh.
because some of them just want to drag you down. So people who want to see you succeed, you go ahead and you link up with those type of people.
And the willingness to help each other too.
Yes, yes.
And some people will be up there, but they're not helping nobody. I don't want nothing to do with them. You
And
market people, you know?
yeah,
What's up with that?
I don't know. But one thing I was taught when I was younger in my household growing up, and what the military have taught me also, if you see your brother struggling, throw the rope,
Uh-huh.
bring him up with you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because guess what? He's gonna be the successor of you. So you want to teach him right. You want to teach
Right,
him the
right.
way,
Mm-hmm.
right? He may have different ways of getting stuff done, but he can implement that when he reaches to the top.
Right,
But you pull
right. Yeah.
him up, make sure him learn, teach him. And I feel like that's how we need to look at us on the outside world. Hey, pull up each other, pull
What
each
is
other
it
up.
gonna, yeah.
All right,
What is it gonna take off you?
nothing.
And
Nothing.
and this notion about hating each other because we're from the same community, we need to stop it. I don't know where it started from, but it exists.
You do it, it does exist.
And we carry it with us overseas and
Mm-hmm.
we keep separated from each other because I don't want them to know my business. Then people that from around a care, people and Happy Grove
Mhm.
people and whichever New Roads people and people.
Right.
Guys, we just hurting ourselves in the process. We need to
Mhm.
stop it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's a virus in the mind. It's
You
a
need to
virus.
stop. You see, nobody not working no obia annual. Just
Yeah,
stop.
right. Right.
Stop. You
People
know,
have ways to think, but
stop it. Nobody not working no obia on you. Stop it. You need to reach out, be in touch with people,
Mhm.
help people where you can, hold
Yes.
up each other.
Yeah.
And I was saying to Ava today that Newmarket community was split because of the flood and they relocated the town. But
Hmm.
I don't think Neville Lewis intended for us to keep two different separate community.
Right.
I don't think so.
Mhm.
It's still the same post office. All of
Mhm.
it is still Newmarket post office. So
Yeah.
Louisville is not a different place
From
the
Baton.
market. It's the same
Mhm.
Newmarket. It's just a
Right.
little settlement up there and then another little settlement down here, just like
Baton.
some is
Mhm.
at Kilmarnock,
Right.
but it's the same Newmarket. So we all need to be trying to get along and work together.
Put the differences aside.
Yeah.
Put the differences aside. It's just if
That's
people could
what
just
brings the
understand,
difference.
when you're together, you're powerful,
You're powerful. You're
right? You can
powerful.
move so much, you can do so much. You know, you're free to as a force, as a
Right.
community. You come together, you
Mhm.
get so much done. But it's the one and two with the negative and pull people. Oh, not do
Yeah.
this and not
Yeah.
do
We
that.
need to we need to we
No,
need
we
to
need
work
to
on that.
brush up,
We need to
brush up.
work on that, and we need to not see ourselves as being better than the other people,
Mhm.
or those who went to school better than those who didn't go to school. The farmers, they're important because if we don't have them, we don't have no food.
Right.
Everybody has their own role to play. The mechanic is important because it's in fix a vehicle. No matter how you height it tight, when your vehicle fixed up, pull down, you can't fix it. It's
You can do,
somebody,
yeah,
the mechanic you have to call to fix it, right?
exactly. Everybody play them part, an
Yes,
intricate part.
and in the end, when you all die, you're in the same place.
Same place.
And the same people that you don't like coming over there to look at and look on your face in the casket.
Exactly. Eh,
So yeah, let's get it done.
Get it together.
I think we could build New Market into a model community.
Potential is there now.
It can be. It's on the main, for God's
Yes.
sake. You don't have to turn off.
Yeah.
Louisville don't have the advantage that the old New Market has because you
Right.
have to turn off the main to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
we are still in business because we're on the main,
Right.
and we can rebuild that place into something great.
Definitely. Definitely. Just take one community to come together. That's it. That's
Exactly.
it.
So
Mm-hmm.
let me let you run. You're a busy man. You got to take care of your business. I am really happy to have had this discussion with you. I hope you will be available to come on here for dialogue for different things.
Yes.
I'm gonna start a small business night tomorrow night. This young man from Kilmarnock, Utah Nemard, he's a recording artist, and I'm
Okay.
gonna be interviewing him tomorrow night in that first segment um of business night, so that
Okay.
we can highlight the businesses
Okay.
and people from wherever you are. If you want to be featured, if you want to come on and talk on a Monday night, you could just send me a message. Let me schedule you. I'm starting out with you, Utah. He's a Christian young man who is doing his music thing, and as
Okay.
a community, we need to support him.
Yes.
And he has won awards with was it UDC or SDC, whichever competition they have. Must be SDC.
JDC or something like
Yeah,
that. One of those.
festival
A
type things. Yeah,
festival, yes.
because
Mhm.
he's out there, but he needs
Okay.
the help of the community because those little Facebook likes and those little YouTube likes,
Mm-hmm.
they can turn into dollars.
Oh yeah.
so
Oh, trust me.
so
I know.
you could you could share your thing in the chat section of this group so people could just click on it and go like your and follow
Okay.
you.
Definitely.
So
Okay.
that's how we're gonna help each other.
Right.
If
Right.
only that we can do for each other.
And that helps.
Like, share, follow. It helps.
Oh,
It
yes.
helps. Because
Yes.
you could pick up a few thousand people just from doing that.
Just from
You
doing
know?
that. Right. Exactly.
And in YouTube language, that's money.
Yes. YouTube. You have TikTok, which is on the rise.
TikTok is paying now.
Yes, I just became an ambassador of TikTok.
You're telling me.
When was it? Yesterday? Yes, they sent me an email of how much they would pay me and all that bull
Tell
crap.
me how much it is, Sha.
So you have different tiers. You have different
Uh-huh.
tiers. So
Uh-huh.
gold tier is $3 to $6, but your base pay would be $300,
Okay.
right?
And the
And all you have to do
$50
is
would
do
be based on
different.
what?
So yeah, you can do different TikToks. So like me, I'm going to start doing my yard things, right?
Mhm.
Just Jamaican
Mhm.
out there with my things,
Yeah.
right? And also with the modeling, fashion, all that type of stuff.
Right.
Um, you put that out there. So it depends on the likes and the shares and all that stuff that you get. Again, the hashtag is the most important part with that. You use certain hashtag that has billions and millions of followers. People
Uh-huh.
click on that and
Yeah.
said, oh, something like that. Boom, you get a
Look at
like.
that. Yeah, yeah. You
Right?
gotta teach me that. I'm a
Yes.
little bit rusty with the social media. Honestly, I can't keep up with them.
Yeah, so it's tiers. You have gold tier, you have silver tier, you have bronze tier, and then you have starter.
Mhm.
So it's just different
Levels of
different
payment.
levels of it. And
Mhm.
once you get to the top, then you become one of those ambassadors where you can make one video for 1 week and you can get paid almost 1,500. And you just become TikTok famous, so
Yeah,
to speak. You
I saw
become,
this girl when in the middle of COVID, when COVID just came. she she had just a few hundred people. And then
yes,
she started to advertise, like to do videos like those benefits that the government was giving out, how to fill out the forms and so on, and
yes,
giving updates on the stimulus packages and those things.
yes,
She
yes,
quickly shot up to like 20 odd thousand
yes. Mm.
followers. And she was pulling down like 15 grand
Yeah,
sometimes per month from
easy
from
from doing
YouTube.
that. Yeah, from doing that.
And people don't know this is supposed to make you serious money.
Yeah, you can even go on there and give jokes. Like
Anything. As long
I
as
did
people
one,
want
I did one yesterday. I did one yesterday.
as long as people are watching and
And they
clicking
watch it and
shares.
people comment. And it's so funny. You get comments and you get likes. It adds up to that also.
Yeah,
And
until
it
they
was,
start monetizing it.
yes, so it's you got to get out there and use a brain, use your laughter, use, if you're funny, you can use funny stuff. If you're, just different type of stuff. If
Yeah.
you are travel on the road, just make a TikTok video, you pull a phone out the road, may I go so and you just post it and
Yeah. And you see those videos of people driving in Jamaica, people go
yes,
crazy for them because everybody want to see what's going on there.
yes, and that's another
Just
thing.
install a camera on your car when you're driving.
Yes.
People love to see that.
And another thing that people like about the Caribbean, and let me speak about Jamaica because they like that we have a rich history. So
Mhm,
when you can come on there and you talk about, our heroes,
mhm.
you would be so amazed to see how many likes and comments and all of this, and you're getting paid up just by knowing your history.
Right, right. I'm
That's
going to
it.
tell you, a good open secret.
Yeah.
A compound town is
Mhm.
gonna be on the rise.
Yeah.
Mega dollar. They have a new chief who's a young, handsome, nice body guy.
Mhm.
Girls are going wild. So he's a university graduate and so on.
Okay.
And so he's putting forth some new stuff for a compound.
Right.
Things
Some
that
new
we
stuff
never
that we
heard before because he went to university. Sorry, he studied business and so on. So he has some brilliant ideas, which I
okay.
love.
And
I
that, yes, you need
I would move over there anytime because it's safer than anywhere else in Jamaica.
right.
I think they've had like 3 murders in must be 5 years. I heard or something like that.
Okay.
It's a pretty tight, protected community.
Community,
Yeah,
right.
safe. And
Mhm. You
he's
need that. You need that ingenuity.
so he's
That
putting
you
out new stuff. So
yeah,
that's a better culture that the world needs to know about.
exactly. Exactly.
So they
Yeah.
could bring the tourism in and so on. And all of
Yeah.
us who are in social media, we should be looking at a compound
Mhm.
to go over there, video their what their culture is about, what's the
Yes.
whole thing, and the whole fighting for freedom for Black people. Because
Mhm.
a lot of the rebellion started with the Maroons over there, and
Yeah.
how much they fight to free
Listen.
not just Jamaica. They had a world effect on
Oh
slavery.
yes. Oh
So
yes. And it's so funny for Black History. We
yeah, that's
talk.
a rich piece
I
of
had
culture.
I had a conversation on Clubhouse with my Afro Caribbean, and when I start to speak about our history, and I said Marcus Mosiah Garvey didn't always in Jamaica. He went overseas to the U.S. and they were looking at me. Really? I said, go do your research, man. It's a rich history. None of the Maroons, Paul Bogle. When I started to,
When you talk about those people and what they did, people would be
yes,
amazed,
man.
you know?
Yes, and they were shocked.
Yeah.
Even we on island people didn't know some of the some of the stuff then.
You
I
can
love
you
history.
can go drive around Jamaica, take video of places in Jamaica and show
Listen,
Jamaicans and they're like, huh?
as soon as the lockdown finish, me I come.
You know, wait, Aya. Now wait, we're done. Done with the waiting. I'm going. Anyhow, I've got business to do. I'm going.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
I'm not waiting for the lockdown to finish. It's too long.
Yeah,
Anyway, let me
yes.
let you go. We'll talk again.
Yes, we will. We will. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for having me. It was
Thank
a
you for
pleasure.
coming. Thank you. It's been a while in the making. So
No.
happy to finally catch up with you.
Okay.
Say
Yeah.
hello to your family and thank them for giving you this time to be with us.
Yes, no problem.
Here, let me see. There's somebody saying that they think Jamal is in Black River. That's too
Okay.
far. We need something in New Market to serve New Market people.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys, Robert Campbell, Tavia,
Oh, Robert.
Colin,
That's my best friend right there growing up, That's him right there,
fun. Which one?
Robert. Yeah.
Robert Campbell.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
White
Right,
man.
guys, I'm gonna sign out for now. Just catch me back tomorrow night when I will be with our man from up in Kilmarnock Hills, Utah, Nemard. We're gonna explore his music. And yeah, we can explode them too. We can make sure it go further. Well, we're gonna bring him on here, let him play some of his beats for us, and so we can be familiar with what he's doing and support him and his business.
What time will he be on? Same time tomorrow? This
8
time?
o'clock. 8 o'clock.
Okay. I will be watching. I will be watching.
For sure, brother. We'll catch
Yeah.
up. All
Yeah,
right.
definitely. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
Leon,
you.
I don't want this video to end with me alone. So you talk.
You don't want to end with you?
Where is
Oh my God.
where is the thing for the video? You need to keep talking.
Yeah, I'm over here looking at my screen because it's popping up with a whole bunch of